Kotigama, folks, this is the elusive Kotigama. It's Godhna, mispronounced as Kotigama. When the Buddha would cross over the Ganges and come to Vaishali, he would first stay in Kotigama. This is Godhna. Folks, look at the people of Godhna. The Buddha would interact with their ancestors. These people's ancestors interacted with Buddha, folks. Now, how did I come to the conclusion that Godhna is the elusive Kotigama? Please view this video till the end because it's important to compare Godhna with the Buddhist texts written about Kotigama. Now, my Buddhist friends, when the Buddha crosses over from Pandarak, which is his the Ashoka's first Buddha relic stupa. When he leaves his footmark over there, he crosses over to Kotigama. Now, folks, Kotigama is a mispronunciation of Godhna. So, now? You may say you are just tallying words. Now there should be proof that Godhna is Kotigama. Now if you read Buddhist texts, they will say Buddhist texts say that west of Kotigama was the submerged palace of Mahapanada, King Mahapanada. The west of Kotigama was the submerged palace of King Mahapanada. Folks, exactly west of Godhna is Mahammadpur Fata. So that is the palace of Mahapanada, the Vajji king. Folks, according to Buddhist texts, that palace was submerged. And in a couple of Buddha stories, you see Buddha crossing the river by boat from different places, and whenever he passes over the palace, when his boat passes over the palace area, he tells a story of the palace. So Mahapanada Fata proves that it is Mahammadpur Fata proves that it is Mahapanada's palace, and it proves that Godhna to the east of Mahammadpur Fata is the Buddhist Kotigama, where after the Buddha crossed the Ganges he would stay there, and when Amrapali heard that he had come, she had gone there and fed him. Folks, that is Kotigama for you. Check out the satellite picture. Check out what Tsang has to say. And check out the satellite picture and then the video of the place. Now let's see. I have shown you the footmark up here. And you have seen the photo of the footmark. So this is your Kotigama. Now the proof of Kotigama is up here. Proof of Kotigama. See here. Kotigama, the various thing of Kotigama. It is a village in the vicinity of Bhaddiya Nagara, that is Bhaddiya. Bhaddiya Nagara is Bhaddiya. The village was 1 gavuta distant from the Ganges, around 560 meters distant from the Ganges. Folks, here is Godhna and this is the ancient Ganges, this thin line here. It's around 560 meters, easily, folks. See. It was 560 meters from the Ganges. You can see the ancient Ganges here. It is this line here. This is around 560 meters from Godhna. Okay. Now let's go on. Let's see what else has to be is said. The village was one Gavuta distant from Ganges, 560 meters. We saw that. The Buddha went there from Bhaddiya Nagara, that is Badhiya. Bhaddaji preceded the Buddha to Kotigama and awaited his arrival. The people led by Nandu Tara, this is Visakha's father, made ready a meal and provided boats on which the Buddha and the monks might cross the river. In the middle of the river, submerged in the water, stood a palace once occupied by Mahapanada. So in the middle of the river once stood a palace occupied by Mahapanada. So basically, near Kotigama, there should be a palace of Mahapanada. See, here is your Godhna, and here is your Pandarak, your Patliputra, where the feet was. Here is Pandarak, Patliputra, and this is Godhna. The Buddha would cross over like here. Now, in the river was a submerged palace of Mahapanada. See here. Led by Nandu Tara, a meal and provided boats in which the Buddha and the monks might cross the river. In the middle of the river, submerged in the water, stood the palace once occupied by Mahapanada. Remember, palace of Mahapanada, it was submerged in the river. Folks, here is Godhna and this is Mahapanada, Mahammadpur Fata. Mahapanada is a mispronunciation of Mahammadpur Fata. So this is the submerged palace of Mahapanada or Mahammadpur Fata. Folks, there. This is the dot you see here, that is the submerged palace. So whenever the Buddha would pass over it, he would mention it. In a lot of texts you will see him mentioning Mahapanada's palace, submerged palace. This is Mahammadpur Fata, and in some texts they give it was west of Kotigama. So it is exactly west of Kotigama, west of Godhna. So folks, this is the clinching, proof. Folks, so here is your Kotigama. I have proved it. See, check out the pictures of Godhna, which is your mispronounced Kotigama. Okay, now folks, I am in Godhna, the famous Kotigama which the Buddhists are looking for. When the Buddha would cross the Ganges, he would stay for some days in Kotigama, and it was in Kotigama that Amrapali came and fed him. Well, that is just nearby Rani. Amrapali was the Rani of Pidhauli, of the Lichnis. So that is, I will show you that in a different video. But in this one, this is Kotigama, your Godhna, just on the banks of the Ganges. The ancient Ganges is around 500 meters, 536 meters away from here, exactly according to the Buddhist texts. And proof of Godhna being Kotigama is to the west of Godhna is Mahapanada Fata. Mahapanada Fata was the submerged palace of King Mahapanada. Mahanada Fata is the submerged palace of the Vajji king Mahapanada. And if you read Buddhist texts, whenever the Buddha would go by boat and pass over the palace area, he would tell a story about the palace. So that is your, Mahapanada Fata. Mahanada Fata is the palace, submerged palace of Mahapanada, and to the east of this palace was Kotigama, which is Godhna. See, and you can see the words are similar. So Kotigama, Godhna. So this is your Kotigama for you. First, feast your eyes. The people you see in this video, used to interact with the Buddha. Their ancestors would interact with the Buddha. Their ancestors would host the Buddha. Their ancestors would invite the Buddha and keep the Buddha and the Sangha with them here in Godhana, or your mispronounced Kotigama. So folks, I hope you found this video educative. If you did so, please like, follow and subscribe to my page Buddha Exude, and don't forget to tell your friends and relatives about this video and my page Buddha Exude. Thank you.